making real relationships.
Right.
And most people aren't doing that. They're just sending emails, right? Just sending emails, sending text messages, sending whatever. But you ladies, everybody in this room, and gentlemen, sorry, you are all 60 to 90 days away from getting more sales in your business automatically. Just by having better follow-up. I'm not even asking you to run an ad. I'm not asking you to do anything different than you're already doing. Each one of you talked about different events. She talked about 5 different organizations that she's a part of, right? Can you imagine? So by doing this, you literally can put contacts in your system on this end, and out that end, if you take and set this out, sales start to spit out without you doing anything else other than putting them in your system. Because you've met them and you had a connection. You made the connection. You didn't just go collect business cards and you got to do the relating part. But 60 to 90 days. That's it.
Now, let me ask you, I'm just going to ask you a question based upon a program that I do. So my Lunch Lady program, right? So I get like 25 to 30 people show up per month, right? So I have a, they sign in, I have a registration form, right? I also have a survey that I do, right? But really, seriously, I know I'm leaving a lot of money on the table because I'm not converting anything, right? I'm just converting them to the next one. Because now, what I've seen is that people come to these events and they'll come back again and they'll come back again and they'll come back again, right? And I'm like, these people are coming back again, and I'm like, I'm actually not doing anything to have them come back again, but I need to be converting them up to my business.
Yes.
Right? And so that is so inside of the registration form, right? What are some of the questions that I can create in order to, build relationship and encourage them to?
You know what my favorite thing is?
Sure.
Reply to this email. So let's say that somebody was at your event,
Right.
And I would say, oh, you know what? It was fantastic to see you at the last event. And then just talk a little bit about that event, and then ask a question. Hey, listen, can you reply to this email and tell me blank, 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 blank?
Right.
Tell me what was the thing that you got out of that event. Tell me what your life purpose is. Or, let's say in that event you were talking about life purpose. Are you now clear with your life purpose? Reply. Now they feel like you're interested in them.
Right.
Once they reply, they're opening the door to start having that conversation to move them up.
Right. So now here's the thing, right? I've been doing that through mail, but I have been doing it not that exactly what you just said, but I have been responding to them. Thank you for coming to the event. If there's anything that you'd like me to present that I'm not presenting, please let me know. But that is an email that's going to everyone. It's not an email that is specifically designed for that individual person.
Right. Okay. So now you want a 7 to 14 touch points.
Right.
So 7 to 14 emails after an event that is going to lead them down a journey. That's going to lead them from now they know who you are. So let's put it this way. You say people are coming. They're coming back now, right? So
I've done 5 events, and I can tell you at least 10 people have come back.
So after the 3rd event, let's say people are registering through your system.
Right.
And every time they register, and I'm just going to use Keep as an example because every time you register, it's adding a tag to that person. Registered for the January 28th event. Registered for, showed up for the January 30th event. Showed up for the February 4th. Now that they have 3 tags, now because they have 3 tags, we're going to kick them into a campaign that's already done. And you don't even got to do it because we set this up in the beginning. Because now that says this person is interested in me, right? They're interested because they came back 3 times.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to start moving them through the customer journey because the buying process says that when they start out with interest, then we got to show them different things.
Right.
So like when you're moving them with a testimonial, somebody that you've already worked with. You're giving them a webinar or something so that they can see where you're talking about purpose, because your job is to get them clear, right? So you're talking about, or you could be talking about what clarity doesn't look like, right? When you're not clear, you hop from job to job, you just feel like you're going through the motions, so you just take them through that journey, right? Then in the next email, you say something like, you do what is called the hero's journey, which is where you're saying, this is where this person was before I worked with them. After I did this thing, now this is where they're at. Is that something you would want? Book this call. And beneath every one of them is PS. Anytime you want to talk to me, you can click this link and schedule a consultation. Hi. So you see how that changes?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you can do that, like, especially, there's at least 10. But then you set it up, because we want to get those 10 people cracking right now, right? But then I would say after 3 events, they're showing real interest.
They are.
It's now just time to
I've
move.
even had like one-to-ones with them.
Yeah.
I've had conversations with them.
Okay.
I have a huge mailing list, and I know there's something that's missing, that if I put it in, it would roll over with my clients, because
it's the campaign that's missing.
Yeah, the campaign is missing hardcore, but because I'm not accustomed to real campaigns, I'm more like the one-on-one, right? Or I will, what you just said there, I will send that in the email, how you do it.
Well, let me tell you what a campaign is to me.
Go ahead.
A campaign is putting you on paper so that what you would do on a one-to-one is getting into that campaign and it's doing it.
Right.
Over more time, because remember, they're scatterbrained, so they might think they need you today, and then as soon as they hang up the phone, something happens with their kid.
Right. Yeah, conversation.
It wasn't
conversation disappears.
It had nothing to do with you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely nothing. It had to do with something that's happened with your kid. Life happened. So they're not even thinking about it yet. And so most people right there, when that happened, they start taking it personal. This is what most business owners are. What happened? Why didn't she become client?
Right, because
oh my God.
No, I understand. I so got what you're saying. And I am so clear that, like, I'm just sitting here going through my brain, and I'm like, between this today and last week, I had 3 people that scheduled calls, scheduled stuff, had conversations with me, are supposed to go away and do whatever they're supposed to do so that they can come back and either work with me or not. And like, I would follow up and say, hey, it was great having that conversation with you. This is the date we were supposed to get back together. But I know that's like maybe too hard. But there are so many people where it's like a dog that I've lost my tail, right? There's no trail, there's no breadcrumbs. I'm not leading them to the breadcrumbs.
You're not leading them to the
breadcrumbs. So now, it's a conversation, I'm going through also looking at clients that I have kept in contact with, given them a call, checked in, and it could take, 6 months, it could take a year. They're now working with me, and they've been working with me for 2 years and 3 years and things like that. It's not that they didn't want to, it's just that, like you said, scatterbrain. And most people will get upset when they hear, why are you calling me scatterbrain? Well, we all are. Yes, we are.
I mean, think about it. You can't sit down and watch TV without picking up your phone 10 times.
Right.
In an hour.
The conversation disappears because most people don't put stuff in their calendars.
Right.
They don't say, oh, follow up with such and such. The conversation I had yesterday with this girl, she goes, oh my God, I was just thinking about you, but I got distracted.
And see, but the thing that I'm talking about here, and like I only really talked about email, but like I talked about SMS a little bit, multi-channel, like being where people are. They're in that cell phone. Email's a bother a little bit, right? But the money is still in the list. Period. Most people concentrate so much on the social media messages that they're putting out. They got a news feed they're scrolling through. If you haven't made that connection and bring them off of that social media, you don't have their attention.
Right.
So you can look popular all you want, but you're not getting paid. And that's why most people are living lives of secret desperation. Because that's what they think it's all about. I look big. I look big. I got people following me. There's people commenting on my stuff.
But we want the conversion.
Right. Like, I can tell you one thing you never see in my social media. Like, all of this stuff where people are trying to get people just to talk so that they can feed the algorithm. Like, they'll say, fill in the blank or whatever. You will never see that stuff from me. Because that's not going to help me convert nothing.
Right.
But what you will see is you will see me doing the same thing I'm doing in email. I'm telling a story, telling a journey. I'm telling you that while I was growing my business, I had people spam me. I had people try to steal my money. I had like when you talk about cybersecurity, believe me, I've been through it. I had a lot, but guess what? It's still cranking.
Right.
And why is it still cranking? Because even when all of that happens and I can't pay attention, I got videos everywhere. And when people go from that video to that landing page and put their name and email address in, the system keeps it going.
Right.
No matter where I'm at. And for me, that's the biggest part. I want your business to grow no matter what's going on in your life. Like, being able to take care of my family, even though I don't have to go punch a clock, like, it's just, there's no words for it. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with a job, because I have.
No,
but at the end of the day, we're taught so many things. I mean, we're taught so many ways to build wealth. We're taught so many things, but we're not really taught how to really build our business today. And building business and sales and marketing has to come from the amount of touches. Every person that is successful, online, wherever, there is a lot heavy touch points. If you're not making a lot of touch points, you are not getting sales.
Right. See, I know in my world, in my reality here, I'm doing a lot of touch points.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm not doing touch points in the universal internet.
Yes, and I think also your touch points might be missing some conversion factor. Like, and I should have brought something that would show the buying process. But like, for instance, what it sounds like to me is you got a lot of people parked here in interest. You got a lot of people parked in interest. Yeah. But you haven't given them the things that they need to move through the rest of the buyer's journey to now be ready to pull out the credit card. And so, like, because there's different things that need to happen along the way.
Absolutely.
One of the things is they got to see somebody like them, like association is a big thing. Mm-hmm. If I see somebody who's like me working with you, that's going to make me more likely to be open now. So now I've done checked off another box in my head. Right. Oh, she's got clients. Oh, okay. Right.
I mean, if you checked out my testimonials, you'd be like, oh my God, I do have a ton of people.
Right, but you're not giving them to them.
No.
They might be on your website, but you're not, like, for instance, if you take one of your testimonials and you go, let's say it was for me. Before, when I first started working with Tina, she was all over the place. She can't keep her schedule. She can't whatever. And then after, she hasn't missed an appointment. She hasn't blah, blah, blah. You see, now I've taken them, they can see themselves inside of me. But remember I was talking about the scatterbrain? If they have to go find it, they're going to get distracted.
Yeah. I can totally get that.
Yeah. And remember how I was saying with all of these networking things you're doing, man, can you imagine if you're now putting them into those follow-ups too?
Ridiculous.
Because they've been to your events, they've seen them. You got
people are coming.
Yes.
People are coming. Yeah. People are engaging.
So you're moving them from the friend zone into I want to date.
It's not even friends. You're not even friends. Right. It's not even like that.
No, but I'm saying, Like if you were to,
The interest zone.
right, they're in the interest zone, the friend zone, and you want to date.
Right. I want to date.
You want to date.
We want
So you
to
gotta
date.
court them.
Yeah.
So I want to, I'm going to wrap up because I know we got to do a panel and everything. But what I want to tell everybody is anybody who wants this, typically when I work with a client, my clients pay me upwards of $1,500 per month. But that's not what I'm here for today. I'm here because I'm tired of a lot of businesses being in secret desperation. I don't want that for people. So, what I'm going to do is this. First, remember I said anybody that just says what they got out of this session and just tag me either on Instagram or Facebook, and it's just at Tina Brinkley Potts on either one of them. You do that, I'll give you an autographed book. My assistant sends them out on the 20th of every month.
Can you tell them the name of your book?
Oh, I'm sorry. The name of my book is called Ka-Ching, How to Add a Digit to Your Income. And what I do is I kind of walk through a lot of this, and one of the biggest quotes in that book is the money's in the follow-up, period. So, but what I want to help you with today is for anybody who wants to learn to do this. First and foremost, Keep Pro, the system that I would suggest you use.
Is that CEEP?
No, it's Keep. It's K-E-A-P,
Yeah,
Pro, right? On their website, they sell it for $149. Because that's $149 per month. But listen, because I am a certified partner, I get to sell it at a different price. I get to sell it at $99, okay? So, but I'm not going to sell it at $99 today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a 30% off, and I'm going to sell it at $67. It's about $67.30, somewhere in there. Let's just call it $68 per month for the first 3 months, and then after that, it will go up to the $99. But listen, the reason I'm doing that is because I told you that it takes 60 to 90 days, right? And I don't want you jumping ship before the magic happens.
Right.
Okay? Now, I'm not going to just do this though. I have courses. I have a university called TDP University. It's just my initial for university at the end. And I'm going to give you some courses if you sign up. First course is called How to Be a Sales Goddess. Or guide for guys, but I did this course for women. Okay, How to Be a Sales Goddess, sales for $97. And basically what it does is it teaches you how to enroll instead of sell. And Shashina, just remember, everything I'm talking about today you get, because just for having me, so thank you. Okay?
I love Vietnam.
So, this normally costs $97. I'm going to just give you that if you invest in yourself and invest in Keep Pro. The other thing I'm going to give you is I have a course that's called something about online empire, how to build your business online, whether it's online or off. But we're just going to call it online empire. I sell that course for $997, and I'm going to give you that one too. And so this would be great for you because there's so many things in there. One of the things is a $5 strategy, $5 a day strategy that I use to help my clients really begin to convert their existing list. I spend $5 a day, and all of a sudden, they're like, the people who were looking at me are now buying. They've been on my list forever. And I spent $5 a day. $150 in a month. So it has that in there. And then lastly, I have a course that I sell for $497, and it's called the 5-Figure Boot Camp. In that course, I'm teaching you how to do social media in ways that convert. Like I said, I'm I'm not, when I'm at a networking event, I'm not asking you your birthday. I'm not asking you what your favorite color is. I'm not asking any of that. So why would I ask it online?
Right.
So I teach you how, like the different ways that you should, the different things that you would say for your business. How to set up your programs better, like how to package things. She does Tracy Lynn jewelry. One of the things I would do is I would start putting them together in bundles. Instead of them buying one piece, I'm going to be their stylist, right?
Yes.
I'm going to be your stylist since you don't know what to pick out. I'm going to pick it out for you and tell you what's best to wear with it. Right? Or we got, you know, and I'm going to bundle my time a little bit. Listen, I'm going to keep you looking good every month. So instead of going to wherever you're buying your jewelry from, come to me, buy it for $99 a month. I'm going to style you. I'm going to make sure you got these signature pieces, blah, blah, blah. Now I got a repeat client. It's not just one time. They're not just coming once. That's what I teach in that 5-figure boot camp. So, again, as you can see, this is like $1,600 that I'm going to give you if you're willing to invest in yourself for $67 and whatever it is cents per month. I'm going to just give you that.
Now, let me ask you a question. And do you do one-to-ones?
Do I? Mm-hmm. But today I want you guys to get organized. I want you to get a system that's going to work when life happens. Yeah, it's going to take you a little bit of setup. Oh, and let me tell you this, because I know technology for a lot of people is like, ooh, oh, my God, right? So I have a support group on Facebook. I put videos in that support group that walk you step by step on how to do stuff. And then I also have office hours in that Facebook group, at least once a week, where you can come and ask me a strategy, you can ask me whatever. And if I'm not doing it, I have somebody that's on my team do it. But they will be able to pull that screen up and walk you step by step on how to do that. And that happens once a week. So we want to make people successful. I do get a commission off of it. I'm going to let you guys know 20%. But as you can see, I'm willing to give you all of this for $20. But because it's more about helping people really begin to change what their business looks like. Like if you want your own business, if you want to be able to leave your job and just have your business full time, you got to make sure it works without you. You got to make sure that it can go when you got to go do whatever.
So let me ask you another question.
Sure.
So in terms of, like, I have MailChimp. Would I still use a MailChimp, or I could get rid of MailChimp?
You will be able to get rid of MailChimp and we will help you convert it.
You're not going to need it.
You won't need anything. And I didn't go over any of the features, but like you can assign a telephone number in here. You will be able to text message in there. You will be able to keep your appointment in it. You'll be able to do the email. There's a lot more features that I didn't talk about, but follow-up is everything. Automated follow-up is even better, because most people just don't follow up as much.
Yeah, because what's happening is that, yes, I do have an assistant. Mm-hmm. However, I want to get rid of her. Right? I mean, I love her, but like, you know, certain people you just throw them out because you want more things and they don't have the capacity to do it. So I think that, and then also if it has all these features, I can like start paying for all the other things.
Absolutely. And yes, you'll be able to get rid of some stuff, and you'll be able to put your personality to everything that you're doing. And you can either keep the assistant or get rid of her, but
no, I'm gonna get
it would be it would be you. Like if she's sick, it's still gonna go out.
Right.
If she go on vacation, it's still gonna go. It's gonna do what it needs to do without you.
Right.
And keep you busy.
So to start out, like how many, just roughly, how many people do you start out that you put in that you can see a turnover? You know, maybe that's the next question.
I say that you should at least put 100 contacts in your system every month.
Right.
At least. 100 people that you've met in the grocery